Hello everybody, back with another video. This one is called the Crocus City Hall Code. So this was from a notice board outside the Crocus City Hall near Moscow, and it was this mass shooting at this rock band concert. I can't remember what the rock band was, but we'll probably come across it later in the presentation. Now, I am going to use the acronym BS occasionally through this presentation, but I mean bloody shooting. Yeah, let's make that clear. So here we've got one of the first reports, one of the earlier ones where you saw lots of hits when you do a search, and it's 115 killed and scores wounded. 115 for 55, 55 is 48. 48 is 666. 55 is a master number in its own right, but you can see from some of the code you can derive other key numbers from that. And if you put in 55, you get 108 and 42. 42 can be 6 times 6 plus 6, or it can be 7 times 7 minus 7. And 108, of course, is the internal angle of a pentagon, and there are other angles that make up some key numbers that you may see from time to time, such as 72s, 36s, there's a 108, and so on. So let's move on. So gunman kill 133. Now if you try the Google search on that, you will see many hits. This was the main number that was coming out at the time, and that happens to be 600, 666, so the biblical term used for 666, and in full reduction, Pythagorean, is 133, and of course that relates to the number 666. Now this is another one which started to come out, plenty of numbers here. Morning in Moscow for terrorists attack that killed 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number and a key number that you will see in many of the events. And of course 33 for masonry. So this one says, Russia says, this is one of the later ones, 140 people killed, 360 injured in the Moscow concert hall attack. And 140 is a 14, which could be 2 by 7 for the 14, 477, and also we've got 360, the 36, which is one of the angles we saw in the pentagon, but it also could stand for 3 by 6 for 666. Now this is a little bit from Wiki, and just to talk about the date. So it was the 22nd of March. March 22nd, the popular date, stands for 322 or 322 for the Skull and Bones Masonic Lodge, I think based in the States, founded 192 years ago. And 322 is that number again that we saw 55, both in Chaldean numerology and reduction Pythagorean numerology. And we'll also see here that 3 by 22, 322 is 66, 66 in reduction is 33. So you could argue there's a 55, a 33, a 322, all in that date code, and it is a popular code. And then we've got 144 people, I think that was the final number. I mean 12 by 12, which you could reduce to 3 by 3, is 144. And also 144 is the 12th Fibonacci number, which may have some significance. There are numbers in the Fibonacci sequence that marry up to many of the numbers that we'll talk about through my videos. So very interesting. Okay, so here's Crocus City Hall, and this is in Krasnogorsk, whatever that, and I hope the pronunciation's not far off, Crocus City Hall there. And of course we've got Crocus City for a CC for a 3 and a 3, so for 33. And Crocus City in Chaldean numerology is 33. Surprise, surprise. And Krasnoyarsk, or wherever it is, not ski, but Krasnogorsk is 37 for 3 sevens for 77. And also 37 by 18 gives you 666. So 37 is an important factor of 666, and so is 18. And you could argue 777 and 3 sixes for 666 come together with those two numbers, giving you the 666. So a little bit on Wikicode now. So the National Guard of Russia was also dispatched to search for the assailants, with a picture posted of the suspected assailants fleeing in a white 2007 Renault symbol car with Russian license plates, which here it is, 2668 UM 69 Tver Oblast, or whatever that stands for. It's the region, but that was on the plate. And if we look at the alphanumeric part here, it gives us our death's doors number, our 44. Kill is 44 in English ordinal as well. This name here, Tver Oblast, gives us that 37 again in Chaldean for 777. And when you put the entire sequence in, I spaced them out so it just adds up each one individually in the calculator, we get 223. We'll pull that around a bit, and lo and behold, we have 322 again that we had in the original date that this occurred on. And then the survivors were evacuated via medical helicopters with 70 ambulance crews. So there's our 7 there for our ambulance crews, to forget the 0. Firefighters prevented the fire from spreading, while 3 helicopters were deployed to dump water on the burning rooftop. That was in the following sentence, so we've got a 7 followed by a 3 for 777. We've then got by 7 AM on the 23rd of March, this Vorobyov, or whatever his name is in Russian, this guy released a video showing the extent of the damage. And we've got a 7 here as is shown, and this is the Moscow Oblast governor, Andrei Vorobyov. And if we look at his name, we've got that number 56, which is 7 times 7 plus 7, and it also can relate to 911. We've got Vorobyov is 44. We've seen that number before for death's doors, for the kill number. And by 11:30 that same day, the fire had been extinguished. So there's our 11 by 3 for 33. Okay, so this is looking at the assailants, yeah? So Russia has charged 4 men. It says attacked Moscow concert hall and killed at least 137 people. There's our 33rd prime number. And here's the names. I won't try and say them because I make an awful mess of that. But here's the first guy, look. And let's have a look at some of the code there. Look at this. What a coincidence. Look at his surname. 133 for 603 score and 6. And in Chaldean it's 33 for masonry. So some key numbers coming out there. If we look at his full number, his full name, sorry, we get 911 because we've got 105 here. That's 911 here, and it's 666. So that number brings 911 and 666 together. We'll take a look at this next one here. I won't try and pronounce the name, but we've got for the surname is 56, which can be 911, or it can be 7 times 7 plus 7, as we saw a very key number there. Okay, so looking at the next one down, the third on the list, we've got a couple of, we've got that 55 again that's appeared a number of times, and we've got this 88 number here. So both master numbers. And if we look at this name here, the fourth one, we've got our 137, which is our 33rd prime number. We've got 56 for 911 and 77. And we've got this 44, this death number again, or kill number, death's doors. And then we look at this full name, and look what we get. We get 232, which can be rearranged to 322. It's that date again. We've got 88, and we've got 74. Okay, 74 by 9 is 666. So that's just showing you that representation there. And 88 happens to be 105. So that's our 105 number here. So I won't go through that code again. But I mean, they must have had a great time coming up with all these names. But look at that code. That's the most I've ever seen in any of these so-called events, these BS events. But remember what I said BS stands for? Remember that, YouTube, please, in this. Okay, so now we're getting to have a look at the gun. Now, for some reason, these guns have got bright yellow paint all over them. I don't know if all the assailants' guns had that. Maybe easy to pick out. You can work that out. I can't say too much around that. But we do have a little video. Now, my brother on James LE3 has put the full video of this guy that's made a video about this shooting. I'll just play the little bit from it, and I'll play at actual speed, and then I'll play at a quarter speed. So I'm not quite sure. This is somewhere in the lobby, I think, but this guy is firing his gun at the wall. So whether or not he can see or not, I'm not sure, but let's have a look at the video. Here we go. So seems to be shooting at the walls, and there seems to be an enormous amount of sparks. So whether it's a titanium wall, I'm not sure, but looks a little odd, especially with the guy that's filming, which I would imagine is not somebody that's one of the members of public. I would imagine they're filming him for a reason, but he's shooting dangerously at them. But the sparks are just amazing. Look at the sparks. And why is he shooting at the wall? What on earth is going on here? As you can see, in quarter speed. Very interesting. I don't know who he's shooting at, but this is definitely one of the photos of the guns. You can see it's a gun like that. Could be the same one, but take a look at the sparks that are flying off here. What on earth is going on? Now, I don't know a lot about guns. I do have a couple of air guns, but that's about it. But this looks like a fairly standard magazine, and apparently for an AK style rifle it'll hold about 30 rounds. Now, the final numbers was they killed 144 and injured 551, so a total of 395. So if there was one bullet per casualty, so pretty good shots. That's 23 magazines. For 4 perpetrators, that's around 6 each. If they had only a hit rate of 50% with the shooting, that's 12 magazines each. And if they shot like the guy in the video, they would have needed a wheelbarrow. It does say they had small arms as well, but firing away like that, what on earth was going on there? But clearly it is a BS event, as I said, so always bear in mind the reality of these situations. Okay, so these 4 people, and I showed you the names before, these are all part of the Islamic State of, what's that, Khorasan province. So these are the guys that did it. So ISIS claimed responsibility. Now if we look at this Khorasan project, look what that number is. Would you believe it? In Pythagorean or full reduction is 33 for masonry. And then if we look at ISIS, here they are, look, a bit more tatty flags than usual, bit of dust on there. But if we look at Islamic, that's 66 for 33. And if we look at Islamic State, that's 33 in Chaldean numerology, sorry. So I find that incredible that that number 33 comes up consistently throughout this, but there's plenty of code in this. So really that's all I can show you. I think there's plenty of code there. It clearly is a BS, a bloody shooting event, but you know, these events are same modus operandi across the world. Always the same kind of things that happen, and maybe there is already a one world government that orchestrates these BS events. So this could be a precursor for some military conflict somewhere. It certainly helps stir up the fear from this ISIS, which if you look at the code, it's not what you think it is, and it's the same old BS. So on that note, I'll say thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and goodbye.